Hey gang, Fallon and I are back with another educational video for you guys. This one's going to be on the bench press, chest press exercise. Very common movement we do here with different tools, most commonly dumbbells or the barbell. So we're going to cover the barbell here. There's a couple things that we want to point out in this clip. And one is that it's truly a full body exercise. A lot of people think chest press, they think chest, maybe shoulders, triceps, but if done properly, then we're creating full body tension. Feet firm into the ground, midsection is braced, shoulders are down and back to create some tension through the upper back and even into the lats. So, and we'll address those in a moment. So just to go through the pieces, the setup is very important in the bench. So when Fallon sets up in a minute here, when she lays down, or when you lay down on the bench, you want to make sure that you're not too far into the bench. You want to be out far enough. So if you were to look up and see the bar, it's going to be basically right over kind of forehead or eyes. So if it were to fall down and hit you right here. A lot of people set up too low. So when they're benching, they need to worry about not hitting the cups all the time. So when you set up about with the bar in line with the eyes, you'll actually have to unrack it and bring it forward just a little bit. That way you're going to have a couple of inches, plenty of room to kind of clear the cups. Okay, that's one, that setup. Second thing, with the hand position, typically they're going to be slightly wider than shoulder width. There's lines, not usually, in all our bars there's some lines, these knurling lines in the bar. So you can just use those. Personally, I just put my thumbs on them and then I'm set up in a pretty good position. Like I said, slightly wider than shoulder width, so when you're down at the bottom of the press, your elbow should be at about a 90-degree angle. Okay, that's where you're going to be nice and strong, be able to press out of. Always want to wrap the thumbs. There's different reasons for not wrapping, but here for safety reasons, we're always going to wrap the thumbs. Okay, and then lastly, when you unrack, you want to think about right before you unrack, you want to think about bending the bar, which we'll talk about more in a moment, but bending the bar helps create tension, keep those shoulder blades pulled down and back. So let's get Fallon, go ahead and set on up. Want those feet firm into the ground. So again, using the lines and the knurling, just gonna wrap the thumbs. I'd go a little bit wider there, just to the outside of the lines. There you go, yep, it's good. So she's nice and even here. So she's gonna think about bending the bar. The eyes scoot down a little bit, so if the bar comes down, it's gonna hit her right in the eyes. So when she unwraps, she's gotta bring it forward. You're gonna keep those shoulders down and back. Let's go ahead and get 3 reps. Good, so it's nice and controlled, coming down and driving it up. Feet are firm. This isn't a ton of weight, so you might not see that firm foot drive to the floor, but let me hop in. I'm gonna emphasize a couple things. So when as she demoed, right before she unwrapped, bend that bar. That's gonna help create that tension we want, okay? So here you can see the lines, put my thumbs on them, wrap them around, okay? I'm gonna pull those shoulders down and back. So I've got that position here. So my shoulders, it's hard to see on camera, but I'm kind of pulling them down and back. That upper back is nice and tight. When I bring the weight down, I just don't wanna let it crash on my chest. A lot of people will let it kind of crash and almost like use that momentum to get it back up. But instead, to help keep that tension throughout the body, think about almost rowing or pulling the weight down. And then as I push back up with my feet, I'm gonna push into the floor. So you can see that little bit of movement there. That's helping just turn those legs on, my glutes. I'm driving back up into the spot or into the bench, or driving it back, to the rack. What I wanna mention as far as rack height, this seems to be an issue with some people. It can be too low where you do like half a rep to get it out of there, or it could be too high. Almost too high is almost more of an issue, especially because you're gonna lose that back tension. If I have to like reach the bar way up and over, my scaps are gonna come out as opposed to keeping them pulled down and back. I want to keep that. Okay, so this is maybe a tad low for me, but I can keep my shoulder blades down and back, and I'm just clearing the cup. Okay, so I'm good to go. My shoulder blades are still pulled down. I can still lower the weight under control. I can use my feet to push and drive that weight back up into the bar and then place it down under control. So I guess the big theme here is creating full body tension, from the feet pushing hard in the ground as you drive out, core tight, bending that bar with the hands to keep that upper back tension, and pulling those shoulder blades down and back. Those are some really important pieces to the bench press. So give those movements or those tips a try next time you bench and see if you notice a difference. Thanks.